When you first interact with a researcher you don't know, there will always come that dreaded question. So, what do you work on? And at that point, you have the opportunity to either make a good new friend or potential collaborator, or completely alienate somebody because what you had to say was incomprehensible, boring, or just the wrong thing to hear for this person. So when we create our own, as people call it, elevator pitch, we need to think about several factors that can make it or break it. We call it an elevator pitch because, well, you imagine yourself in an elevator with somebody going from one floor to another, and you have about 20 seconds to pitch them your idea, tell them about your work. After that, they're out of the elevator and you either got a chance to talk to them more or you lost it. So how do we make a perfect elevator pitch for your work? Well, first thing you need to consider is, what do you know about the person who's asking you? What do you do? Are they in your field? Are they in a completely different field? Are you working in history and they're working in chemistry? If yes, adapt what you say. There is no one perfect elevator pitch. The perfect one is the one that you can adapt to every single person who asks you in a different way. So it's not a bad thing to also, as you're talking, ask them, do you know about this? Or have you heard of this? And if they say no, that's okay. Shorten what you wanted to say and make it a bit more general. It's always important to think about the big picture. In the end, what matters for somebody who doesn't understand your work or isn't in an adjacent field is, what does your work change in the world? What is it used for, or what will it be used for? And what kind of an impact does it have on the lives of everybody on Earth, or perhaps will have in 2 to 100 to 200 years? So definitely ask questions and adapt. Start easy, and if they're following you, you can make it a bit more specific. It's not a bad thing to start vague. What is really bad is start very specific. And if the person doesn't know what you're talking about, you've lost them already and the rest of your pitch is pointless. So think about your work. How can you formulate it in 2 to 3 sentences to still make it make sense and have, let's say, a first-year university student understand what you're talking about? Got it? Write it down. 2 or 3 sentences. And then take a timer on your phone. Put 20 seconds in it. Start talking, and see if you're done at the end of the 20 seconds. In fact, most people find that this is impossible. Perhaps prolong it to 2 minutes, because this is how long an academic researcher has an attention span. We're a bit better than most business people. So how do you practice? You would probably want to find friends who are working in academic research in a different field from you. So let's say if you're working in chemistry, find somebody from mechanical engineering, or talk to friends who are working in economics and get together with them, have them time you, and explain to them what you work on. I promise you, you're going to find out that a lot of your friends have no idea what your work entails. You might learn something about each other as well, but you'll also realize how difficult it is to focus on a person's reactions as you know that they're judging you. They're making sure you don't say too much, they're making sure that you don't use any acronyms that they're not familiar with. And the second level of this practice would be recording yourself. Just stand in front of a camera, just like I'm doing right now, press record, and see if you can talk about your research within 2 minutes, and then play it back to your mother or your grandmother and see if they understand what you're talking about. This is the perfect elevator pitch. One that gets people to ask, can you explain a bit more? The worst thing, really the worst thing that can happen is that your conversation partner says, that's interesting. The best thing that can happen is that they say, wow, and how about this? Do you mind explaining? I would love to talk about this some more. So definitely consider doing during your pitch to reach more people, not to alienate them. Yes, we're all extremely proud of what we do, and we're experts, possibly the world most experts in this particular research question that we're working on. But focusing on that, focusing on the nuances of our research question is not going to connect us to other people. Always start vague, ask questions, think about how the other person feels and what they understand about what you're doing. The best thing you can do is be asked to talk more. And the worst thing you can do is be so specific and detailed that you verge on boring and your conversation goes down the drain. And of course, when you're done, what do? It's time to ask the other person, and what do you do? Anything similar to me? And listen and enjoy and learn from others.